and today we're going to build tall flower boxes for our hunter jumps. Hi again, it's me, Lisa, the Budget Equestrian. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, flower box welcome. I don't know if it works, but I like it. All right, so we are well underway into our jump building process, and I thought it would be best to start off with something very simple, very straightforward. So we are going to make flower boxes that will act as fillers for our jumps. You can use flower boxes for hunter jumps, for jumper jumps, for schooling at home. You can pretty much use the fill of a flower box with a pole over top of it, or even not a pole over top of it between some standards, and make a challenging jump for your horse. A lot of different things that you can do, and you can make these as intricate as you want. You can get crazy with your painting, whatever makes you happy, go for it. You can do whatever you want. They're your flower boxes. And the tools needed are pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and you don't need a whole lot. So what I'm going to be building today is a pair of 4-foot long flower boxes. And to make that, you're going to need 3 2x6s that are 8 foot long. If you want the 10-foot long ones, that's fine. You can make, a pair of 5-foot long flower boxes. My flower boxes are going to be 8 foot long because my jumps are going to be 8 foot long. You could make them smaller. It's up to you. It's personal preference. Just in my opinion, when I'm looking at a horse jump and I see a little box in between this huge jump, I just don't like the way that looks. So this is just how I like to do it. You can do it however you want. But if you want to do it the way I'm going to do it today, you need 3 2x6 pieces of lumber that are 8 foot long. You'll also need some deck screws. Deck mate is my first choice for screws. They are good for decks, but they're really strong. They don't break and they don't strip out. It's got like the star head on it, little star head, and the star bit comes included in every box too, which is really nice. So you'll need some screws, 2x6 lumber. You'll need to be able to cut your 2x6 lumber. I'm going to use my radial arm saw. You can use a circular saw if that's what you have. You could use a jigsaw if that's what you have. You could saw it by hand. That would be really hard though. But hey, if that's what you've got, I guess it is what it is, right? You'll also need a sander with some sandpaper, a drill, one like this. This is an 18-volt drill. I love my drill. Or the plug-in kind is fine too. Whatever you have is gonna work. And then depending on how fancy you want to get with your painting, you'll also need some primer paint. I'm gonna use Kills 2, that's my favorite, and it's very inexpensive. And then you'll need whatever color you're going to paint your flower boxes. So if you're going to paint them white, you'll need white paint. Purple, purple paint. You get it? You get where I'm going with this? And then you'll also need some flowers to go in your flower boxes. One thing I almost forgot to mention, you will also need a spade bit or a big drill bit for your drill for when you're drilling the holes in the tops of your flower boxes. Let me stop talking and we're gonna build some flower boxes. So the first thing you need to do when you're gonna build your flower boxes is you need to measure off the wood. You need to figure out how long you're gonna make your boxes. So for these 8-foot pieces of wood, I'm going to cut them down to 48 inches. That means I'm going to cut the 2x6s in half, and each 2x6 will end up in 2 pieces of 48 inches long. And you're going to do this on all 3 pieces of the 2x6 lumber. So your 3 pieces of 2x6 lumber will become 6 pieces of 4-foot lumber. And after you've marked the wood, then you need to cut it. I'm using my radial arm saw that I got from my parents a long time ago, and I love this saw. This has made my jump building much, much easier and much, much more professional looking on the end product. So I love my radial arm saw. And now my wood is cut out. All of my pieces are cut out for my flower boxes. Once you have the wood cut out, now it's time to assemble the boxes. And you can get really particular if you want to with this. I just like to eyeball it, and I take 2 of the pieces of wood, set them down side by side, and then I grab another piece of the 2x6 lumber and put it on top. This is what forms the flower box. Takes a little bit of work to make sure that it's right, but it's an important part. And once you're happy with how the flower box is, then it's time to attach some screws. So you're going to screw down through the top into the sides of the flower box. And when I started this, I was using 2-inch screws. I did 1 2-inch screw on one side and then 1 2-inch screw on the other side. The remaining screws that I'm using for the flower box construction are 3.5-inch long screws. The 3.5-inch long screws make it very secure, very stable, and very sturdy. And when I'm attaching the screws, I like to put a screw on each end. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 corners basically is where I put the screws. And then I'll also put some screws along the sides, so kind of in the interior of the box. And this is a speeded up version to show the other box being built very, very quickly. And now that the boxes are basically constructed, I'm going to measure off where I'm going to drill the holes for the flowers. You don't have to do this part, but I'm building these as flower boxes. That's why I'm drilling some holes. And what I did was I put my measuring tape on top of one of the flower boxes, and I started in the center. These are 48 inches long, so I marked off my first hole at 24 inches, so right in half. Then I moved out 4 inches on either side of that, and then I did the exact same thing on the second box, which is next to it. Once you have your holes marked, then it's time to use your spade bit and your drill to drill the holes. It goes by pretty fast, and this is really fun. And once all of the holes are drilled, then it is the fun time of sanding. Sanding can get a little boring, but it's really, really important to sand it. This will get all of the rough edges off. If there's any splintered wood, this will remove the splintered wood, and it just really makes your flower box look professional and really well put together. So I would highly recommend making sure that you sand it. I was using 100 grit sandpaper when I was sanding my boxes. Well, besides the painting, it's done. We just built a pair of really cool and very sturdy tall flower boxes for one of our hunter jumps. I'm not going to paint them or prime them right now. I just wanted to show you guys how easy that was to make, and with just a couple of pieces of wood, some screws, and some simple tools that you have in your garage, you can make different fillers for horse jumps. Later on we'll get into the painting and everything. I just wanted to share with you guys the raw, let's build it so you can see how cool these will turn out. I've done stuff like this before in the past, but I really wanted to walk you through step by step what it's like to just do the actual building of each of our jump components. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel. Just click on my picture at the end of this video. You can subscribe to my channel and watch all of my other videos. Again, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay passionate and enjoy your ride.